Hey there, friends. Welcome to today's show. Let's talk about something important that happened in America. It was the afternoon of November 26, 2025, right near the White House in Washington. A really scary shooting took place. A 29-year-old man from Afghanistan named Ramanullah Lakanwal suddenly attacked two soldiers from the National Guard in West Virginia. One was a 20-year-old girl named Sarah Beckstrom, and she sadly didn't make it. The other 24-year-old Andrew Wolf got hurt badly and is still in the hospital trying to get better. The head of the FBI said, "This was a planned terrorist attack aimed at our police and soldiers." This sad event started a big argument about who should be allowed to come to America, and President Trump's team quickly started a big check on 1.5 million green cards. Those are like special passes to live in the US, especially for people from places that might have risks, including Chinese workers in high-tech jobs. If this interests you, please subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell so you get notified about all my videos. That way, you won't miss anything! Okay, let's go back to that day. It was about 5 p.m. at the Farragut West Metro Station, just 2 blocks from the White House. Sarah Beckstrom and Andrew Wolf were on patrol as part of a security team that started in August. There are 375 soldiers in that group, and they were there to help with any protests on the streets. But out of nowhere, they got caught in this shooting. People who saw it told the Washington Post that a man came from around the corner and started shooting from very close. Sarah was hit in her chest and stomach. Andrew got a bad wound in his shoulder and was in serious danger. One witness said he appeared like a ghost, shooting and yelling revenge for Afghanistan. The soldiers didn't even have a chance to pull out their guns. It all happened in just 15 seconds, leaving 2 soldiers hurt and everyone in a panic. FBI agents got there right away, shot the man in the leg to stop him, and took him into custody. A spokesperson for the National Guard said, "Our brave soldiers were protecting our country's freedom, but they became victims because of holes in how we check people coming in." Now, let's learn a bit about the people involved. Sarah Beckstrom. She was 20 years old from West Virginia. She could have been home for Thanksgiving, but she chose to help out. Her dad remembered she didn't like the protests in D.C., but she felt it was her job to protect our democracy. The governor there, Patrick Morrisey, called her a hero who will always be remembered. Andrew Wolf, he's getting better, and he's really strong. His friend Brooke Davidson said, "Has like a tough warrior from God, I know he'll be okay." All over the country, National Guard groups held quiet moments to remember them. On social media, lots of touching stories came out to honor these two. The man who did the shooting, Ramanullah, got his green card in 2019 through a lottery for different kinds of immigrants and became a U.S. citizen in 2021. Early checks found he had posted mean things about America online and had some loose connections to a bad group called ISIS-K. On November 28, the lawyers said they'd charge him with the worst kind of murder, and they're looking deeper into his past, how he got here, his life in the U.S., and if he planned it or if someone helped. The very next morning, November 27, President Trump posted on XZ, "People coming from poorer countries are hurting our nation. We're stopping them from coming in and checking all the green cards that seem suspicious." The boss of U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, Joseph Edlow, put out a statement. "Following the president's orders, we'll carefully check green cards from countries we're worried about to keep America safe." They also stopped all applications from Afghanistan for things like asylum, that's when people ask for safety, and green cards. They posted on XC, "Starting now, anything tied to Afghanistan is on hold until we check more." In a speech to the whole country, Trump said, "We have to look closely at everyone coming to the U.S. to protect our safety. If they're from places we can't trust, they should go back." Groups that help immigrants were very upset, saying this punishes people who didn't do anything wrong. But Trump's team says it's to keep Americans safe from scary threats. The Department of Homeland Security said they'll look again at all the safe haven cases from President Biden's time, especially from those worried about countries. Some papers show that a few risky people got help this year, and Trump's group is really mad about that. They haven't shared the full list of countries, but officials say it's like the one from Trump's travel ban in June, with 19 places like Afghanistan, Burundi, Laos, Togo, and Venezuela. Now, about Chinese people with green cards, it's like a dark cloud hanging over them. Trump's new rules are getting stronger, and Chinese folks, especially those in fancy tech jobs, are right in the middle of it. The list of 19 countries doesn't include China, but one of Trump's helpers, Stephen Miller, said in a private meeting China isn't like those other countries, but there are over 1 million green cards for high-tech workers. That's the real problem. They might be bringing secret codes from China's military into our tech areas. We need to check them too. This comes from worries about America's safety. It's like a sword that can cut both ways. When Biden was president, lots of Chinese people came in through investment programs called EB-5 and special work visas for smart people called H-1B, mostly for tech. Many of them work at places like Huawei's U.S. offices, Alibaba spots, or joint labs with companies like Google. The Pentagon, that's our military headquarters, warned in a note on October 7th. These Chinese workers in Silicon Valley might be sending important info about AI and big data back to China's army through hidden ways. This makes the government nervous about secrets getting out. Alibaba is a huge company that sells things online, and lately, some shocking secrets came out about their military side. It's scary stuff. Bloomberg News shared a special report from the Pentagon that shows AliCloud isn't just for regular people, it's a big part of China's army's online fighting tools. Since 2018, they've made special cloud systems for the military to send data about things like Beidou, their GPS, and 5G, which helps them sneak into US systems more. Even scarier, Alibaba's research group called Damo worked with a Chinese army school to write more than 20 papers on AI for battles, helping the military directly. And their other part, Ant Group, has given a lot of money, 50 billion in Chinese money, to space and weapon projects. The biggest shock. A White House note on November 18 said Alibaba might be secretly sending American customers internet addresses and Wi-Fi info to China's military to help with online attacks against us. This makes Trump's team even more suspicious of Alibaba and the people who work for them here. The head of the House Intelligence Committee, Molinar, said straight out, every Chinese company has to follow orders from their government. Alibaba saying no is just a trick. This shows how tied together the Chinese government and Alibaba are. At Alibaba's main office in Hong Kong, the leaders tried to calm things down. This is just bad talk about us. We've stopped all deals with the military. But the stock market didn't like it. Their shares fell 5% really fast, and investors got scared. The trouble isn't over. Trump's team is getting stricter. They say Alibaba's more than 10,000 cloud engineers in the US are like keys that open doors for China. The team said, these folks might be giving secrets to the Chinese government. We're going to check green cards harder, and everyone will have to prove they're loyal. This has put a big spotlight on Chinese tech workers, and it could mean lots of checks and maybe freezing their green cards. On X, people are talking a ton about this. All these reveals have put Alibaba in a huge mess and made everyone think hard about how Chinese tech companies and US safety mix. Trump's group has started a strong plan called Iron Fist for Chinese green cards. The Homeland Security Department plans to do bigger checks starting in January 2026, especially for people from companies that mix military and regular work. Trump's orders say anyone who worked at Alibaba or Tencent companies that work closely with China's military will get a red flag and extra strict reviews. This whole plan, checking people from 19 risky countries and looking closely at Chinese tech workers tied to military companies, shows how serious the US is about keeping safe. It focuses on stopping secrets from leaking and possible dangers, especially by checking folks connected to Chinese companies like Huawei and Alibaba to block ways secrets could get out. Lots of people are arguing about it. Some say it's needed to stop outside dangers and protect America. Others say it's unfair to punish all immigrants like that, and it might hurt new ideas and working with other countries. Trump's team says safety comes first and can't be bargained with. In the future, figuring out how to keep safe while still working with the world will be the main thing for changing US immigration rules. What do you think? Share in the comments. See you next time.